Hey everybody, it's Mark, July 25th, 6 a.m., Colorado Sasquatch Research. It is Tuesday, and again, it's 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm out having my coffee out here in front of the cabin. Most of our friends knew that we were staying at for a couple days, that we rented up here in this community inside the Pike National Forest. Anyways, so I have the first segment of video I show yesterday where I'm down along the river and found a set of caverns that run underneath, or the river runs through them. Gigantic megalith boulders. And you guys will see that video and all the pictures. Anyways, didn't find anything significant there yesterday, prints or anything down there. It's kind of like a hidden secret up here in the community. They let you know about it if if you stay up here. But outside of that, those caverns do not exist on any map, and there is no way to Google them. So it's kind of like a hidden secret. So you come and rent a cabin up here in the Pike, and the locals tell you about these secret spots, right? So went down there, didn't find any prints or anything. I went down a second time last night, which is when I filmed the video by myself, because I wanted to hike back down there. So I hiked back down there, and it was dark walking back. By the time I got back to the cabin, it was dark. So, anyways, there's a little creek here that runs along this. Anyway, so Susan couldn't sleep last night. It was about 4:30 a.m., and she gets up. She comes out. She's having a cigarette right here. It's pitch black out here because there's no lights. And she gets up and she goes, "Mark, there's something outside and it's big." And it's like, "Are you serious?" So I got up, came out here, and I sat out here for about a half hour. Didn't hear nothing. Absolutely nothing. Didn't hear a peep. I mean, I didn't hear the little birds chirping and stuff. I mean, it was 4:30 in the morning. So, I went back to bed. I said, all right, no, it was maybe an animal of some sort. I just went back to bed. But she said it was like huge, and you could hear it stomping, boom, 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 boom. So it's like, okay. I said, you didn't see anything or hear a growl or anything? She didn't hear a growl. This cabin up here is dilapidated. You see a lot of these old cabins have outhouses up here. So this one is vacant. That's a shed. And there's a couple other properties up on top of the hill that are also vacant. Those are old outhouses, basically. Because we're kind of in an historic district. This cabin was built 160 years ago, but it's not. It's been remodeled inside and it's used as a rental property. So, anyways, I get up this morning and I come up and I said, well, let's go take a look, because I haven't really hiked up here. I mean, it's just a little path that they created for you. You can kind of wander around. It kind of works up the hillside through the different cabins. Anyways, so get up here and let me get my tracking stick, because you have to see this. This is important. I didn't think I'd find anything. I said, well, it was probably just an animal. No big deal. So we have some confusing things going on here this 6 a.m. I want you to check out. First thing I did when I came looking around, I started poking around. Right off the bat, I see this humongous print right here. Huge. You got toes at the top, you got the heel. This thing measures exactly 16 by 6. Let's try and get it better right there. Turn the stick. Just try it like this. Okay, so you see 6, 12, 16 right here, boom. And it looks like it came over this old fence right here. So you could see a couple indentations. Boom, hit the ground. Pow, hit it hard here. Hit it hard here. You can see he broke this wild stuff, whatever it is. This plant, it's been stuck. You can see where he stepped and he broke it. Another print. See it? So we got a 16 by 6 and a bunch of impressions. So I says, okay, well, if it was a Bigfoot or a human or whatever with a Bigfoot, he came this way, but why not use the path? This is what's strange. He's moving where it's soft. So, come up here and I start noticing this. These little wood chips, see? This branch. Yes, branches break and fall off pine trees, and they fall. But this was kind of odd, seeing these pieces of bark stripped here. So I'm just going with these prints. I'm going, wow, that's unusual. Maybe just out of chance it could have been a bear. It's hard to say. And I just start looking around. I've got all these bows broken up here. See, look at that one. And another 16 by 6 inch print right there. See it? Another one. A little bit bigger than 16 there, but you can see that the impression is here. So you have a big print. Somebody's wandering around up here. So here's where it gets confusing, guys. So I'm thinking to myself, so we had a Bigfoot come around, followed me up from the river to the cabin, was hanging around here last night. Then I find this. You all know what that is, right? That's bear. Could be squatch, but it's bear. And the reason I say it's bear is because there's another pile here, right on this hill, see? And this is where she heard, she was sitting up here and she's like, came running in. She's like, there's something big right up here. And you can hear it, doom, doom, doom. It like moved or took off. That's pretty much verifiable bear scat. What doesn't make sense is that there are no bears in Colorado that have hominid prints, 16 by 6, coming up this hill. I say, okay, process of deduction. Let's just say the bear was just heavily stomping and his foot slid and made it a longer print. It's possible. So I says, okay, let's go. Here's another one. See it? And it kind of rained a little bit last night, so the ground is a little moist. Another. And I'm going, look at these prints. Look at that. So I keep going. I come up to this hill, because this is ideally where she said she heard it. Now this cabin right here is vacant. A lot of these cabins are, so you can see the windows open. Nobody lives in there, and there's the old outhouse that goes to it right there. So I'm just following this little path, these little steps that they made for, for whoever stays up here. And I come up here, there's freaking hominid prints all over the place. 4:30 in the morning, Susan heard him up here. So there was another print. Let's see if I can pick it up. So you can see, look at this. It came through here. Now here's the kicker. Look at that. Get up on the roof. Here's the kicker about this is that, Bailey is a community of private properties everywhere. A lot of people live in the hills, and they live in little cabins like these. And they're not very expensive. You can pick them up for, holy shit, there. Look at that. Look. Look at the ground here on this. Let's see if I can get this out of the way. Look at the ground here. Do you see this? This is a footprint. This is a huge, huge print. And they're all coming in right at that 16 inches. This one's right at. So if I measure from there to there, that's 16 inches. From heel to the front. Look at how deep it is. Boom! He's hanging around this outhouse. See, no bear did that. You can see that. That's a hominid print. That's a Bigfoot print, people. A real bona fide Bigfoot print. I may even cast this. It might be castable. I have to pull these rocks out, little pebbles and stuff. But you can see when they hit the ground like that, how it goes poof, and it leaves this little indentation here. So, at 4:30 in the morning in the pitch black, something was up here, and Susan heard him. And I'm getting the distinct feeling this squatch runs with bears also, which many of us have suspected they do. They let the bear lead the way during the nightly hunt, kind of like a pet. So this old cabin here, nobody's ever has a shitload of prints up here. So I have bear scat and I have all these huge prints. So he was up here for whatever reason. Now the question begs, why? You know, why? Why does the Bailey Bigfoot like to hang around communities up here in the mountain where you have people living up here so much? I think it's about food. And I think that what's happened is because we're on a rental property. People have left food out before. I think a lot of these people do that live up here in the woods. Leave food out. And it not only brings the bears in, but it brings in the Bigfoot. Look at this. See this? It's all matted down in here. So he was right where she heard him. She said he could have been hiding behind this tree, see? And she came in and she said, Mark, there's something big out there. She's like, it's like boof, boof, boof. And he just stomped across the hill and went towards that cabin over there, towards the back end of it. So I didn't think much of it till I got out of here this morning. I just went back to bed. By the way, we're going to go to those caverns again today and some other areas that we're going to show you. But I get the distinct feeling I was followed home. I was followed home by a Bigfoot down on that river in those caverns. That was his little area, and he followed us here into this cabin. I don't know what all of this is about. I don't know what all this is about. What I know is I just came up here to do a quick scout, and I got scat right here and up here on the top. And then I have these big ass prints. And you can see he moved right through here. Look at this. Another one, possibly. See. Anyways, we're up here for another night. We're going to keep an eye on this. We may sit out tonight a little bit longer. We had a bit too many tequilas last night, but so I went to bed after I did my little hike down to the river down there. We're going to try it again. And look at that. This is crazy. So, bear or Bigfoot, that's the kicker for this part of Bailey, Colorado, where we're staying at. And look at that. There's just a lot of fucking shit moved through here. Don't know why. I mean, it's obvious when bears come through mountain communities all the time. It's not unusual at all, especially in a mountain town like this. You see them walk across the road. But the prints are not bear. The prints are hominid. And it looked like he moved along here, went behind that cabin, probably up the hill, up the mountain somewhere. But it moves through a community which is very, it's cocky. Well, it's also pitch black out here at night. I mean, pitch black. Technically, I could turn this light on that they have here for you, but it doesn't provide much. It's a forest. It's pitch ink black at night. So she's sitting over here, right here, and she can hear him rustling around back in here. And she said it sounded huge. Went boo, 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 boo. Took off behind the cabin. So that's what we have. Bear, Bigfoot, or them together. I really don't believe that a bear can create a 16-inch print on a consistent basis by sliding, because they have claws. They're designed to move across the terrain gracefully with those claws. And I'm just looking down this little creek here that they give us just to take a look and see. It sure looks like it, doesn't it? But I can guarantee just by looking at this little indentation right here, it's bigger than 16 inches. That's going to be way bigger than 16 inches, maybe 20. It looks like a big footprint though, doesn't it? Down in this little, just down in this little creek here that runs, it's all dried up, but it's muddy, as you can see. And I was so dead tired last night, I wouldn't have heard anything anyways. She heard him. Because she just happened to be out here at 4:30 in the morning. But what this leads me to believe is that it followed me somehow, some way from the river back up to the cabin, because I walked it last night. You'll see that in the first video, and that's what I think happened, because we didn't leave any food out. Walk across the hill up here. Just take a look and see. I mean, I'm trying to stay objective here. I got bear scat up there, 2 big piles. But at the same time, I have a lot of hominid prints, which doesn't make sense. With some fairly good toes. So I'm just trying to see if maybe he went around and went up the hill. That's what I'm looking for. Getting a kind of a skunky, musty smell back here too. See, the thing is, I don't know the community. I don't know this area at all. We've been several areas in Bailey, but Bailey's huge. This is a huge community. And technically the area where we're at is Bailey, but it's not called that. Possible. So, anyways, that's where we're at for the 25th, starting today. Pretty interesting night. Pretty interesting finds. Again, when you live in a mountain town like this, bears are common. You're going to see them. You're going to see them a lot, crossing roads and stuff. High frequency of bears. But she said it was no bear. She said it was huge. Whatever it was took off. Boom, 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 boom. Behind the cabin. And I got some prints up there, but I also have bear scat, which doesn't make a damn bit of sense. Look at this. It's a footprint. Can't say if it's human or squatch, but it's big. Here's another. Very interesting. It knows if it is a Bigfoot, it does know that this place is vacant. Kind of comes through here. And that could be another thing. We had the lights on inside of the cabin. This place goes for $135 a night, so it doesn't get a whole lot of action when people can rent them cheaper. But, you know, we wanted a nice one. So at $135 a night, it doesn't see a lot of action. So the fact is that we left the light on for the dog last night, being in a strange place, in the living room, and it obviously saw that someone was here. The lights were on, plus our car parked out front, or Susan's little car. Oh, look at this. A lot of print action up here. See this? Like I said, there's nobody in this cabin. This is falling apart. I'm surprised it's still standing. It's called the liane tree. And it looks like, if I'm doing this right, this is where he came. Maybe come down the hill here with his bear friend. Came over here, walked around, walked up to get up on this so he could spy on us. Looks like it's stepped there. See, it's not a bear. In fact, look at the toe. Look at the toe right here. See that? That is a big print with a toe. And he moved. There's some broken glass from the window that's broken out right there. And then, see, look, there's another one. Look at that. Look, there's several prints here. Another. So he's been on the side of this hill. He may have been sitting up here or something. I don't know. Like I said, it's so pitch black. And this place is so quiet at night, you could hear a pin drop. You can actually right now, too. But it looks like he came this way. See how this is all... Look at all this. See? It's just like stripped pieces of... Here's another equation. Look at this. See these berries all over these trees. Bigfoot eat berries, but also so do bears. So this is going to be a huge... look at those prints moving up the hill. This is a huge find. Because I'm doing an early AM investigation. I haven't even fully had... I only had 1 cup of coffee yet, but I needed to come out here and find out what because she was adamant. She heard it stomping around up here. Boom, boom, boom. So, if there was a bear that came through here, this is why it came here. See, they tore the whole branch off. They tore the whole branch off to get these berries. But it's prints. Now, like I said, Bigfoot eat berries too. It's not just a bear. We're going to keep an eye on it. We're only up here for another night, but we're going to keep an eye on it and see what happens. But that's where we are for this morning. We're going to go ahead and show some new areas today, so there'll probably be a 3rd or 4th video. We have several videos we've done. We're going to hike back down to the river, back into those canyons, get in the river again, which was really cool. It's a little bit cloudy today. We might get some rain, but it's very humid. So we're keeping an eye on this. Maybe try something tonight since we're up here again. Call them in. Thing is, there's other cabins around. Some of them have people. I don't want to be yelling in this, howling and stuff at night because, I don't want to upset. They'll ask us not to come and stay again. So we're just going to keep an eye on it and see what happens. But so there we are. For July 25th, 2017, Colorado Sasquatch Research. This will be segment 2, the morning after visiting the underground caverns and river in Pike National Forest. Oh, by the way, I am keeping this location kind of secret right now. Some of the other Colorado researchers will know exactly where I'm at. And they know that there's a lot of Bigfoot reports up here, all through Bailey and through this community. But I'm giving our exact location, keeping it kind of secret for a while because those underground caverns, the community kind of wants to keep it a secret. They don't want tourists and strangers coming and graffitiing it up down there because it's really cool. I mean, you walk along the river and these gigantic boulders have created these caves and you can kind of work through them and the river's running through it. It's a great place to hang out. Perfect place for a squatch at night. So that's what I'm thinking happened. But anyways, the community doesn't want a lot of people to know where it's at. You won't find it on any map or any Google map. So that's going to be it for today. We're going to keep an eye on this and hopefully we get some decent prints. I'd like to get one in this mud down here with toes perfectly so that I can cast it. But we'll see if he decides to get up that close to the cabin. Obviously, he likes to move along the hill and hide around cabins that are not being used because he knows nobody's in there. It's very interesting. All right, so that'll be it for this segment. So we're going to be hiking today, showing some other areas, and hopefully we find some more Bigfoot sign. And we'll let you know. So that'll be it for this segment.